Are you looking to purchase Icon's 5-piece extra long professional double box flex ratcheting wrench set? Well then, today's video is for you. Well, welcome back to another Tool Talk Tuesday, where we can check out tools and all of you can leave your experiences with these tools down in the comments, whether they are good, bad, or just okay. This way you can help others decide where best to spend their money. So in this video I will be going over 5 main topics. First, initial thoughts of the wrenches themselves. Then we'll go over the ratcheting mechanism and who the patent holder is. Next, why these are a great wrench for your collection. Then we'll go over some companies that have this exact same wrench and their prices for it. And then finally, which one is right for you. Later in the video, we'll be talking about how there's a bunch of brands from tool trucks to cheap online brands stamping their names. All of these are made by Cabo tools, but we'll talk more about that in a bit. So let's pull these out of the box and take a better look at these. So right off the bat, there's no doubt the finish and stamping on these look amazing. They have that snap-on looking font and the numbering. Let's face it, Harbor Freight is trying to come as close to snap-on as they can, and hey, I'm here for it. If we can get a similar quality tools for a quarter of the price, then that's a good thing. Okay, back to the wrenches. They have an offset head on one side and a flat on the other side. The slide offset is extremely handy. First thing that comes to my mind would be tensioners for your serpentine belt. Usually you can't get a ratchet in there, it's just a little too tight. And when going down in there with a normal wrench, you usually can't get enough of it on there for it to seat nicely. So that little bit of offset is what makes the difference and can stop you from rounding off a bolt. Here's a quick example of a situation where you need this. Let's say you have 2 fasteners in a super tight area. With the flat side, you can see you can't get on the fastener, whereas the offset side can go over other obstacles and still get on the fastener. Finally, taking a look at the ratchet itself, you'll notice a lot of these except Carlisle are all spline drive. In Carlisle, from the pictures, it looks like spline drive, but it says 12 point. Honestly, I always looked at these as gimmicky and figured it would be even more prone to round out fasteners, especially since it can be used on so many different things. Spline drive can be used on 6 point, 12 point, spline, Torx, square, and 50% rounded bolts. But fun fact, doing some research and checking out the torque test channel on this, and honestly, they do grip fasteners just as good, if not better than 6 point, which is absolutely phenomenal to me. Also, pretty much everyone that's, does this for a living knows that 12 points are super prone to rounding off nuts and bolts. So if spline drive is less likely to round them off, then I'd rather have that. They are reversible ratcheting on both ends by the selector on the side. This selector is how we know that all of these are made by the same manufacturer, which is Cabo Tools. So next up, let's listen to this 90-tooth ratcheting mechanism. Yeah, that sounds really nice and have a really good engagement. These are definitely a great tool to add to the collection. So real quick, we will jump on the computer to take a look at the patent that's held by Cabo Tools. Okay, so coming on over here to cabotools.com.tw, that's Taiwan, you can see that they have their wrench there unbranded, and it does have that little selector. This is their invention that they made, and they are selling it to all these manufacturers for them to just put their little logo on there and it'd be the exact same wrench. Now, if we go up here to the patent, here's the actual patent for it right here. And right here, you can see detailed pictures of it that you can actually see in the PDF that I'll show you in a second. But if we look right down here, the application filed by Cabo Tools on 11/12 of 2019. So you can see here that in 2018, they actually filed their original one in Taiwan. 2019, they did China, Japan, US, and Germany. And then 2021, they did Japan again. I don't quite understand that. But then if you download the PDF, you'll get to see all this information. And if we look through here, we can see exploded views, and this is a really smart idea right here. I feel like they did a really good job with this. But you can scroll through here and you can see exploded views like this. And yeah, so clearly this is all made by Cabo Tools. It's just rebranded and repackaged by different manufacturers. So why are these in almost every mechanic's toolbox? If it's not obvious, look at the length on these. You can really get a ton of leverage, which makes it take a lot less power to break a bolt free. Reversible ratcheting head will assure you don't make a mistake and get your tool stuck somewhere because the bolt was a little bit longer than you thought. Don't ask me how I know this. The versatility of these are nice. You can crack bolts loose and then ratchet them out. What's not to love? Real quick, if you're finding this video helpful, then give me a like on the video. You don't even have to subscribe. A like goes a long way and I appreciate it. Anyways, on to which brands have also used Cabo and the prices associated with these. Remember, these are the exact same tools, but the big thing to factor in here is the warranty. Because let's say you buy Mountain, good luck warrantying it out. However, with your tool trucks, I've had some bad experiences with them not wanting to warranty them if you're not also buying new tools with it. And yes, I'm all for supporting tool trucks, but I don't want to be forced to buy tools to get my tools fixed. When we come to something like Icon, where I know I can walk in to my local store and walk right out with a new one, no questions asked. So here's the brands we're looking at. Icon, normally $225, but can regularly be found on sale for about $179. Next, we have Matco for $365.95. Jeez, Matco, what are you doing? That's insane. That's insane. Anyways, then we have Mountain, which is sold for about $169 on Amazon. You can also find Platinum for about $154. You have K Tools, which is $181. And then we have Cornwell for $409. But they do have 120 teeth. Does that really justify doubling or even tripling the other prices? I just don't see it. And last one I'll bring up is Carlisle. Normally it's $411, on sale right now for $370.79, which once again, geez, what are you doing? I'm sure there's still probably more, but this should give you an idea of the prices out there and how the tool world works. So in conclusion, which is best for you? Well, at the end of the day, only you can decide. I know that sounds like a cop-out answer, but listen, some people are remote and only have tool trucks. Others live or work right next to a Harbor Freight. Or maybe you don't have access to either one and you have to purchase it online. But something else to factor in is, are you a DIYer or a professional? If you're going to use them here and there, you may just want to go online and get the cheapest brand because they are quality tools. They're most likely not going to break if you're just using them here and there. However, if you're using them every day in and out, then you're going to want to get a tool truck brand or, Icon. Someone that you know that you're going to be able to warranty it because eventually it's going to break. All tools pretty much will. So tell me down there below, what's your thoughts on these? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Until the next one, have a good one.